Hey, it's Rosemary here. How you doing? Now, there are 18 things that I'd like you to remember in order for you to be happy, fulfilled, free, deliberately. Number one, remember who you are. Every day, you'll either allow yourself to be made to feel small, just a number in the crowd, just one of the 7 billion, insignificant, or you will remember that you are created in the image and the likeness of the divine. And what you think, who you are, what you're here to do on this planet, it actually matters. Which are you going to allow to rule the day? Number two, decide what you want. If you don't get clear on what you want out of life, then someone else will tell you what to want, and you'll go along with it and wonder why on earth you feel kind of dead inside. Yes, I know, because I experienced the passive life, and it's kind of horrid. If you are going to live a life of significance, if you're going to achieve financial independence on your terms, then honey, you best decide what those terms really are. What is it that you want? What is your vision? What do you want to see brought to life? Number three, refuse to settle. And to follow on from the last point, it's your choice whether you settle or not. Lots of people tell themselves all kinds of nonsensical things about how they need to settle for less than what they actually want. That is a passive life. Okay, if you want anything at all, whether it's to be the greatest love story on the planet, or whether it's money to do whatever it is that you want, that you love, to build a well in deepest, darkest Africa or Asia or whatever it is that you want to contribute. If you want anything, okay, to be fit, to be trimmed, to be sexy, then you're going to have to refuse to settle for any less than anything, the thing that you've decided you want, okay? You're going to have to go get it and do what it takes until it takes. Will you? This is the deliberate life. It ain't for wimps, man. Okay? Number four, refuse to quit. It kind of goes without saying that you cannot quit, ever. Creating the vision you have for your life could take a long time or a short time. But what else are you going to be doing? Because the time is going to pass anyway, whatever you choose to spend your time on. Walking around with that low-level depression that most people are so used to that they don't even realize that they have it anymore. Is that what you want? I don't think so. The time will pass anyway, as I already said. You may as well commit to building a life that you absolutely adore, the deliberate life. Number five, choose to be really happy. Most people live at a level of happiness that is less than zero. But because most people feel like that, and most of the people around them feel like that, everybody just takes it as normal. This is happiness for us. No, it's not. We are not everyone. We deliberate people, we're not everyone. Some people would even tell us or tell you that the pursuit of happiness is frivolous and pointless. That life is not just about being happy. Yeah, it sounds so holy. In fact, I used to say things like that, truth be told. And so then you start to feel weak if happiness is one of the things that you actually want. But actually, you're created to be happy. Why on earth do you think you're supposed to be walking around being sad? But it's a choice. You can choose to believe that being happy is just kind of frivolous, or you can choose to stop buying into the nonsense and follow your own bliss, okay? Your bliss will lead you to your purpose. Your bliss will get you clean and clear on the inside. Create the wealth that you want. Create the life that you want. Stop allowing yourself to buy into nonsense that other people have just decided to put on you. It's not holy to be unhappy. Okay, number six, no more excuses. Everything that stops you from living out your real life, your purpose-driven life, it's an excuse, okay? It may sound like the greatest reason on the planet, but the truth of the matter is that it's an excuse. If it's stopping you from living your life the way you would like to, it's an excuse. And if you start to see things that way, you'll see that you have a lot of power to actually stop making those excuses and step into a life of deliberate design. Number seven, give up the rules. Religious rules, family rules, regular people rules. If they hold you back, then they need to go. Or they need to be questioned, then they need to go. Okay, you have to make your own way of doing things. You can't keep following along with the rules. I've helped so many clients get rid of their religious rules, family rules, these cultural things that just kind of hold you back. Somebody made those rules. Why not make your own? Number eight, stop living from experience. People tell me, oh, the last time I did this, I burnt out, or I got stressed, or I got anxious, or nah. I get it. I do, and I do not diminish it at all. You probably did, but you were not living the deliberate life path. You were doing what everybody else told you to do. So, of course, you were not living to your true design. So, of course, you burnt out. You stressed out. All of this. Yes, you will get tired on the deliberate life path, but you know what? You can deliberately just choose to rest and then carry on with life, okay? Number nine, develop your daily spiritual practice. This isn't optional. It isn't optional. If you want to live a happy, fulfilled, free life, you need that connection with Source. Because if not, you'll be living from experience as well, because your experience is so limited. You want to step into knowing the bigger, and sometimes we don't know. We just get this intuitive nudge to do something more than what we would normally have done, and then everything starts to change for us. So please, Have a daily practice, a daily spiritual practice that you do. Whatever works for you, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as you have something that allows you to tap into your intuition, to spirit within. You ready? Okay, if you want to learn one that I'm teaching my clients, then come into the DSI, the Deliberate Success Immersion Incubator. It's at rosemaryonlineknight.com/DSI. It is something, because I consider it to be critical to clean and clear those blocks, is to know how to connect with this thing inside of you. Then, honey. So it's definitely something I'm teaching all the time. So come into the group if you would like to move forward, the mastermind, man. Okay, stop overthinking is number 10. There is thinking and there's overthinking. Thinking can be good if you have partnered it with your intuition. If you haven't, then it's not so good. Overthinking, okay, is when you know what you need to do and then you're thinking and thinking some more and thinking about why you can't do it and thinking about how you can, stop it. Just take action. Just take action. There's no time for all of this overthinking. Take action. Number 11, stop trying to avoid failing. You will fail at times. You'll make mistakes. The only way failing becomes permanent is if you make it permanent by deciding that, oh, well, I've tried everything and now I can't do anything. That's not you, is it? Come on. We are people who know that the thing that we desire is absolutely within our grasp. In fact, it's ours to create. So in which case, stop trying to avoid failing. You will fail, but the quicker you fail, the quicker you get to the success. As long as you don't let it break you. It doesn't need to break you. Come into the mastermind group, you realize that you're not alone in sometimes feeling like, oh my gosh, do I have it? Yes, you do have it. Okay? It's just about persistence and we just keep moving forward. 1,000 times Edison tried before he found how to, get a light bulb going. 1,000 times. Have you tried that many times yet? I don't think so. Number 12, face the darkness. Oh my goodness, I know the darkness well. I know the darkness well. And there will be days when it threatens to overtake you and you'll feel like you can't cope, you just don't have it in you, and but you can cope and you do have it in you. So don't let the darkness win, okay? This is the thing. Again, you want to be surrounded by people who get what you're up to, because if you start talking to people that don't get what you're up to and you're telling them about how you feel, they'll be telling you, oh, it's because you do too much. You just need to chill out. Oh, just no. Face the darkness. Don't run from the darkness. Don't settle into the darkness as if it's a normal part of life. It isn't. Okay? And also face your internal darkness, because that's another thing that we sometimes like to avoid. I used to want to avoid it. So wanted to avoid it. I used to call it, oh no, it's a white man's disease. And that was my thing, because I came from Africa, where sometimes you're struggling for food, so you don't have time to be thinking about whether whether anything is going on the inside. But that doesn't actually make that right, because now I look back and I see so many wounded people, wounded internally, doing all kinds of crazy stuff and telling themselves, no, I've overcome, and they haven't. I hadn't. And it wasn't until I actually admitted to the truth of the fact that there was darkness inside of me that needed to be sorted. Darkness from my childhood, darkness from my teenagehood. All of that stuff needed to be sorted. The lies I'd believed and taken as some kind of foundation on which to build a life, it needed to be sorted in order for me to move forward. The same goes with you, honey. The same goes with you. Let's try not to be those that avoid dealing with our internal craziness, because that internal craziness will keep you from the life you desire if you let it. And if you think that you can just ignore it and that you'll still somehow get the life you want, you won't, because it will still be working subconsciously to stop you, and you won't even know. Okay, you won't even know. That's the thing. Face the darkness. Number 13, do the work, the real work. Now, I know you're not someone who is actually afraid of hard work. You work hard. I worked hard. I became a pharmacist. I worked hard at being a pharmacist, even though I did not like being a pharmacist. And that's the crazy thing. It's when we are working hard doing the not great stuff. And so we're begging and pleading and, oh, please, we want to live our purpose-driven life. We want to wake up and be happy. But then we carry on doing everything that keeps us sad, waiting for a miracle or magic bullet to come and somehow save the day. But we're not willing to stretch our comfort zone. I did that for a long time. I carried on being a hard-working pharmacist until I realized that if I actually don't want to be a hard-working pharmacist, I'm going to have to start doing something else. I'm going to actually have to use some of my energy to build something else, or else I'm just going to be a pharmacist for the rest of my life. So I had to make a decision to do the real work. Stop waiting for some kind of magic bullet where one day I'll just be ready and it'll all just work. No, it works because I make the decision to transition. Okay? It works for you as well when you make the decision to transition. If you keep building the life you don't want, you keep getting the life you don't want. So do the real work. Okay? Number 14, you are the magic and the savior. So there's no point waiting for a magic bullet to come. There's no point begging and pleading with the heavens and praying and I'm not saying don't pray. I'm not saying don't pray. I'm not saying don't affirm. I am saying pray, affirm, but then move your butt. You are the magic, okay? You have been given the power to create wealth. You've been given the power to create health. You've been given the power to do all of this stuff. Now you actually have to do it. You are the magic. You are the savior. There's no point complaining about the government, expecting them to come and do this, that, and the other. There's no point waiting for the banks. There's no point waiting for some person. You are the person. You are the person. Some of us in this community, we're called to influence government, education, family, media, entertainment. We're called to these arenas, healthcare. It's time to step into that. Some of us are not called to those things. We're called to be, or we're all called to be our very best self, but there's no bigger or smaller. There is just, are you being your best self? Because you are the magic. You are the savior. We're not waiting for anybody to come. We're waiting for you to wake up. Okay? That's it. Okay? And then number 15, give up self-pity. Self-pity is such an insidious thing, and I can tell you this from experience. It's such an insidious thing. Oh, why is it always harder for me than everybody else? Self-pity. Okay? Stop asking why things are harder for you. Stop reliving your sad story and giving yourself a reason why you can't move forward. Stop using anything as a reason to stay stuck in place. Anything is self-pity. It's victimy. It's all victimhood and how, oh my gosh, it's so hard. It's so hard for me. I can't. And I know these things sound so legitimate, but it's victimy. You're not a victim. Victims don't win. The moment you allow yourself to be a victim in any area, you become a victim in all areas. Oh, my boss won't let me do that. You're no victim. You can create the time if you need to. Okay? So don't give in to that stuff. It sounds so normal, but most people are victims. Okay? Number 16. So instead of being a victim, listen, before I go to number 16 is, what will it take for me to, what is the thing that you want to do? Keep asking that question instead of the why is it like this, why, no, there's no answer to that question. Okay, number 16, understand the consequences of not showing up. Now, I don't want to depress you or anything like that, but the truth of the matter is this: there's a reason you're here, and when you don't live out to that reason, when you don't fill the gap, it's like the jigsaw puzzle. If you don't be the jigsaw piece that you are, there's always going to be a hole. There's always going to be a hole. Now, the world will carry on whether you choose to do it or not. But the world's evolution will be stalled because we, the people, are refusing to do what we're here to do. I really do think it's that important. There are people that you are here specifically to impact, sometimes just by being yourself, by being the best parent you can be, by being the best partner. You don't have to do anything extra. You just need to be you in all your power. All that vision that you keep thinking about, it is yours to create. That vision of the things that you want to see, you want to travel, it's yours to create. If you will create it, it's yours, okay? And if you don't do it, there are consequences. Maybe not, well, they are for you, because for you, you feel kind of like, is this it? And for people who are waiting for you to wake up, they'll never be able to move forward because they're waiting. Honey, it's time for you to move forward, okay? Number 17, you will not always feel sure. Sometimes people are waiting for some level of clarity. That means that they can now do everything because they're now so sure. No, you find clarity on the journey. You never find it sitting on the fence. And even then, there's always another level of clarity. So stop waiting to feel sure. Just move. Okay, move. Yes, some days you'll feel deluded and crazy for thinking that you can live the big, amazing life that you want. Honey, yes, I get it. I feel that way sometimes too, but you know what? I'm still living it. I'm so far away from where I started. Why? Because I dreamt the impossible dream and decided to keep walking towards it regardless of the bumps along the road. Regardless of whether people thought I was crazy or not, and I can assure you that lots of people have felt I was crazy along this path, but I don't care. I just kept moving forward. As long as I had that intuitive nudge that told me, you just need to keep moving. Then I kept moving. I married the person. I did all of that stuff. I had the children. I did all of this stuff based on just the intuitive nudge, even on times when it seemed crazy to think that I could do this stuff. Okay? Number 18, allow yourself to win. Set yourself free from all your old ideas. Drop false loyalty to people or to things or to who knows what. Drop dogma that stifles you. Drop it like a hot potato. And the divine never wants you to stay struggling. Never. So if there's any religious dogma that you've taken on that tells you that you're supposed to sacrifice, it is a lie. Okay? But it's your choice. Allow yourself to be free, to be fulfilled, to be abundant, because you absolutely want to. Come on now. And if this has resonated with you, then I invite you to join me on the deliberate life path, one of abundance, of happiness, of fulfillment, of freedom. And step one is to get the book, Pray, Affirm, Receive. I'm giving it away for free, including its audio version. Okay? So it's how to get clear, stay clear, and take action to get the life that you desire. Download a copy of it right now at rosemarynonny9.com/book gift. It will change your life. Until the next time, my honey, much amazing